Hey guys, in today's video, I'm interviewing Christine Schlonski from Berlin. Christine is the queen of sales. She has more than 12 years of incredible high-ticket event sales in the corporate world. She has also trained sales teams from around the world and led them to make millions in revenues. She is a certified coach and the host of Hard Sales podcast. I'm so excited about today's episode because so many people feel reluctant to selling, yet it is the essential part of entrepreneurship, leadership, and success. And you don't have to be pushy or sleazy to actually sell your products and services. And today, Christine is going to show you how to sell authentically. All right. Thank you so much, Christine, for being here today.
I'm so super excited to be on your show, and I can't wait for the awesome questions you probably have.
Yeah, so you're the queen of sales, right?
Well, the queen of the sales success mindset, because I believe that every intelligent person can say, well, that's my package. It's 10K or 15 or whatever the number is. But really feeling confident and feeling good while saying it and enjoying the process and believing in the process, that is something that starts right in here. So it's about the mindset and then the strategies. So we master the emotions first, we get into confidence, into ease and flow, and from there we can then create what we want to create.
But why is it so hard and difficult for most people to actually sell? Like whenever we talk about sales, we get a little bit uncomfortable. Why is that?
Yeah, I know that feeling. It's pretty simple. We all have made bad experiences when we bought something. So I have not met a single person that never ever had a sales experience that did not feel sleazy, icky, yucky, maybe even unethical.
Mm.
And the worse the experience was, the more we are telling ourselves we do not want to be like this. So now we're having our companies, we are entrepreneurs, we do something what we love, and it just doesn't feel right to charge something for something that comes so easy, for something that we are so excited about, for something that we would do all day long and probably for free. So it's these two coins. It's one, we want to avoid being that salesperson, that sleazy, pushy person. And on the other hand, it's really difficult for us to see our own value and worth because it's something that's natural for us. So putting these together makes it uncomfortable.
But can we learn to actually sell?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
100%. If you're willing to learn, you can learn to sell. And I want to make the distinction, you can sell from your heart. Because if you put together your head and your heart, like that long distance, for some people, the longest distance in the world, sales will be easy. Sales will be fun. And I even go to a point where I say sales is love. And for some people, that's really challenging.
Wow. Yeah. So do you actually need to believe in your product or service to actually sell it, or can you just be a good salesperson without even like believing in the product or even using it?
Yeah, so you can be a good salesperson without believing in the product, but I think in the long run, when you really form true relationships, you will need to believe in the product, because otherwise it's going to wear you out. If you just sell something because of the money, the other person will always feel that. They will feel that you're not authentic. They will feel that you are not true. So you have to work much, much harder to get the results, or you get them within a short period of time. And then over time, it kind of wears off. We can always tell when somebody isn't passionate or isn't believing in what they're saying. And to the listener, it feels like a lie. And we don't want to be lied to, right? And we don't want to be sold to. We want to be invited to buy. And the more passion the other person has, the more love they have for what they do, the easier it will be to get the right people in and to invite them to buy the amazing products or services because you so believe in them, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how whole multi-level marketing companies are built. They are built by recommendation. And the more the person believes in the products,
Mm-hmm.
the easier it is to talk about it.
Mm. What about those salespeople who are so good they can go from one company to another or one product to another and they do really well? I mean, what's particular about this kind of people?
Yeah. So the question really is, I mean, it doesn't really matter what kind of product you sell because you, in first hand, you will always sell you. You sell who you are, you sell your energy. The people buying from you, they want to buy from you. And the product you're offering is kind of the excuse to play that game.
Interesting.
So yeah, so you can actually, you can change companies. What I really would hope is that if you change companies, you believe in the product you sell, right? I could sell lots of products because I believe in lots of products bringing me value.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see the value, I can talk about it. There
Mm-hmm.
are some products that excite me more,
Mm-hmm.
like the sales mindset and shifting that to a sales success mindset. I can talk about that all day long. And then there are other amazing products where people would like to argue. Like I, for example, I'm a Samsung fan, and people with an iPhone would think, well, what kind of idiot is that, right? But, you know, my selfies are so much better than the iPhone selfies. And I truly believe, because I see the difference, for me, that's really important. So I believe in the product and I could sell it. If
Mm-hmm.
the other person would love to buy it, that's a different story. But, you know, I could easily work for them if I wanted to, because I truly believe in the phone. So I think it depends. Like if you have like beautiful cosmetic you believe in, or maybe a certain brand of clothing or, you know, shoes. Maybe you are driving a certain car or you love a certain restaurant. Everything where you can actually put your love and heart, it will be easier to sell because you are so passionate about it.
Hmm. That's interesting what you're saying, because from a customer point of view, what we actually buy, which you just said, is the energy of the person that's selling that thing to us. Just yesterday, I was at a pharmacy and I asked for a specific cream, like a face cream. And then I wasn't really sure I wanted to buy it, but because like the entire service and the entire experience was pleasant, I ended up buying it. And when I left the store, I was like, I didn't actually want to buy it. I just wanted to have some information. I ended up buying the product because the guy was making the entire experience nice and pleasant.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
And that's
exactly what you're talking about.
exactly. And he cared. He gave you probably good
Absolutely.
advice. He was really excited about the product. So you could see that it was not just for selling and making money. It
Mm-hmm.
was much, much deeper. It was creating a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
when we are good in creating relationships, it's easier to put a price tag at the end of it. It's easier to invite the person because you just want to share this amazing experience. So yeah, good for him.
Yeah, it's a pharmacy. Like it shouldn't be like business, but it is a business, right?
Yeah, oh,
Um, Now, tell us about the most common mistakes salespeople do when they're trying to actually sell the product. Like
yeah,
this guy yesterday wasn't like pushy. He offered me like a few options, and he wasn't like, yeah, get this now or this things like that, especially like the American style kind of like sales. It was more like laid back, and I kind of liked it. But in your opinion and from your experience, what are those common mistakes that we repeatedly do as entrepreneurs or as salespeople?
yeah. As you just said in your initial question, try. We're trying. And it's not really about the trying, it's more about making the things happen. So when you see that a customer approaches you and you have the perfect service or product, not making that sale and supporting them is basically like a little crime, right? Because you have already discovered, let's just stay with your beautiful example of that pharmacy and you had a need, you took your time, you went to the place and you asked a question. So he was smart enough to understand that you had a need, he had a solution, he had several options, he gave you choice, and he also knew that if you don't buy from him, you're going to go to the next one. Because at some point, you needed that cream. That's why you went. So he made the experience for you beautiful so that you can now experience a beautiful, probably new choice. And if you really, really like it, you will come back and you will go for the same product. So he created that experience for himself, for the pharmacy, for the product you bought, for that probably brand. And you see, it's like a really beautiful story. And, you know, you could stick to that brand for the next years to come. Just because somebody understood that they need to act when the opportunity, the need of the customer presents. And I think there are two major mistakes, that either people don't dare to offer, to make that invitation to buy, which leaves the customer without any support or help. You know, depending on the product, that can be major. You know, it could be that somebody's totally depressed and thinking about ending his life. And then they are looking for a coach and the coach is not making an offer. Just think about those consequences. It can be like minor stuff, you know, I mean, it would probably not change your life dramatically using a different cream, right? But maybe this one is so amazing that it makes like every day when you apply it, a pleasant day already in the morning. And it gives you so much joy that you like go off into the day feeling so amazing, which when you feel amazing, you shift your energy, you shift your frequency. So you will act differently because you feel different emotions. You are happier or more relaxed, or you feel more confident or gorgeous. And that leads to different actions, and different actions will lead to different results. So it could potentially be that this facial cream is going to lead to you and your next customer because your energy was so beautiful that they said, oh, I want to work with Safa. You know, there's so many like side effects and ripple effects,
right?
Usually do not see, that when we hold ourselves back, we are missing the opportunity to give to the world. It's not just about us. It's not just about the money we can make or the lifestyle we can create for us. It's so much more. It's about the lifestyle for our customers and their families and friends and people they interact with. Potentially, you know, one tiny thing can change a whole city or country or whatever, you know, by just those things clicking one for another. So yeah, one of the biggest mistakes, to just sum it up real quickly, is that people don't make an offer because they don't dare, or that when they make an offer, they don't really know how to do it, and they are that pushy, sleazy person that pushes away the opportunity because the person receiving those words and actions feels really uncomfortable in the situations because they are pushed. So they go away not buying, not being served. And in both cases, the client ends up in not the best place. So those are the major things I'm seeing, and I'm really supporting people with, because once they serve and create value, then, you know, life is so much better for everybody.
Absolutely. What about when you're facing a customer who's only looking at the price? Should you answer that question first, or should you try to push the benefits before you come to the actual offer?
That's a very interesting question, and especially the way you worded it. I don't believe you should push at all. right? I think that in sales, there shouldn't be any pushing, because pushing makes it icky and uncomfortable for both parties.
Mm-hmm.
If a person is only about the price, the first question is you need to ask yourself, is this my right customer? Is
Mm.
this somebody I want to serve because I value myself, I value my products? Is this the right person? If they're just looking for comparison and cheap,
Mm-hmm.
they might not be the best customer I can get and
Mm-hmm.
support. So
Mm-hmm.
what I explain to my clients is, when, for example, you want to buy a new car because you need to get from A to B, right? So you're going to the car dealership, and then you're standing at the entrance. You're seeing the cars, and you put yourself onto the window, you look in, right? And you rub your nose.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that, we all did it as children, how stupid to do that. And from there, you want to know what the car costs. You haven't seen it closely. You haven't touched it. You haven't sat in it. You haven't driven it. You don't know all the benefits or all the extras you get with it. You don't know, will you have like heat for your seat? Will you have, automatic windows? I mean, like the basic stuff. You don't know. But you already want to make a decision on the price without knowing any benefits whatsoever. So in this situation, I would never say the price, which I call investment, because if the client gets something back, it's not a cost. So therefore, it's not just a price.
Mm-hmm.
And I would tell them, I really need to know what you are looking for to serve you best.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot make you an offer right now with what I'm hearing, because I don't even know where you are and what you need.
Mm.
So to be able to serve you, we need to have a conversation. And based on that conversation, I will make you an offer that fits your needs so you are served best.
Interesting.
Right? Because otherwise he might underpay, overpay, you might not even get what they need, right?
Mm-hmm.
For
Mm-hmm.
example, coming back to your cream, if you would have gotten a cream, I don't know, for really, really dry and sensitive skin, but your skin is like maybe a regular skin and sometimes a little bit oily, then it's not a match,
Mm. Mm.
right? So why would I even tell you the price
Mm.
if I already know this is not the best fit for you?
Right. I'm thinking right now of an example that happens to all of us, like when we go to shops or malls. When you enter a shop, they ask you, what is your budget? That is probably like the first question salespeople in shops ask you, just to give you the best product within your price range. Do you think this advice can, this technique can still be applied in today's world?
Well, it really depends what you want to sell as a person offering and as a person buying. I, for example, we do have like a budget in our heads, but if I really, really need something and I know it's going to make my world so much better, I'm also open to change my budget.
Mm.
Or if I don't have it at all, I'm open to ways to look at how I can get the budget to
Mm.
fill my need.
Mm-hmm.
So I think having the conversation right at the beginning and then just saying, yeah, well, her budget is not good enough. I'm just going to give you the medium product. But what she's really looking for is a
Mm.
premium product,
Mm-hmm.
because that makes her happy and thrive.
Mm.
Well, if I can serve better, I should be making the other offer.
Mm.
So that the client, you always want to look, how can you serve best?
Mm.
You want to act in the interest of the client without the client dictating you your life and your business,
Mm-hmm.
right? So sometimes it's not a match because there is no budget, and I get
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm.
But asking or starting with this question,
Mm.
I don't really think it's a smart way. It's a way to understand, is it worth my time? But on the other hand, I have so often experienced, and I'm one of the persons myself. If I really, really want something, I find ways to make it happen, no matter if I have thought about a budget or not. Like if I
Mm.
know I need that coaching and it's gonna, double my business or triple my business or getting me the relationships I really, really need to set myself up for success,
Mm-hmm.
find a way to get that budget.
Yeah, absolutely. That
So
reminds me.
I would not start with a question.
Yeah.
It's a good question in the process. So you kind of know, are you trying to offer a super, super high ticket to somebody that does not have any money at all and is deeply in debt? You probably don't want to do that. You want to support them with other solutions so they can work their way out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely be open that the person can change the number if they wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. And that reminds me of Robert Kiyosaki famous quote is that don't say I can't afford it, but say how can I afford it?
Yes.
So you shift your thinking, you shift your mindset, and you start like looking at ways of affording the things that you want in your life. Now, for most people watching these videos are going to be either aspiring entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs already who have businesses. Now, what do you recommend? Do you recommend that entrepreneurs, when they're starting out, should they be selling their own products and services? Or can they, if they're not willing to, can they hire somebody and delegate this task?
Well, of course, you can always delegate.
Mm-hmm.
I want to leave the audience with another question. If you cannot sell your own services, do you even have a good service?
Hmm.
Do you have something that you 100%, or let's say 1000% believe in? Do you know exactly that it brings value to the marketplace? Because if it doesn't, it's not going to be a lasting business. Your customer experience will not be good over the long run. So I believe to be able to delegate sales, you need to walk your talk.
Mm.
You need to be so excited about your product that you can sell it.
Mm-hmm.
And once you know how to sell your product, then you can train people in a way that you desire your product to be sold, right? That you have the person that is in alignment with your thinking, your product, and that can offer it to your customers like you would do yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are really, really resistant to selling, and I know lots of people are, just learn how to do it. It is one of the most important things you can learn in your whole life, because what you might not consider just looking at your business is that your life is sales. Every interaction is a sell.
Mm-hmm.
So like right now you're listening to this video and I'm selling you the idea that sales is love,
Mm-hmm.
that you can learn it. So you can either buy into it, then I've made a sale, or you can say, well, that's total BS.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe her a single word.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you made the sale because you did not buy into the idea.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a look at, if you have kids and they need to do their homework, you sell them that they need to do their homework. Right? Or you force them. That's another way of doing it. But
not very smart.
like, kids sell you the idea why they need the ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always, and that's just, a couple examples, but every single interaction is a sale.
Mm-hmm.
No matter if you go to the first date or you're going to get married or, whatever it is, it's always a sale.
Mm-hmm.
So just have that in mind when you're really reluctant to sales. Once you fix the problem, which usually is not difficult to fix because it's a mindset shift. Once you were able to shift that mindset, first of all, your life is going to be easier, lighter, more exciting because you've gotten rid of that fear and that feeling of uncomfortable. And then, whatever it is in your business or in your life, you can always make an invitation to the other person to buy the idea, the product, the service, the friendship, whatever it is. It's an interaction. Sometimes it includes money and sometimes it doesn't, but it's definitely a sale.
Right. Now, how selling on print or web or over the phone, how is it different from selling in person? I mean, I think it's best to do it in person because you can connect with the person in front of you. You can see her nonverbal communication. You can even elaborate more. Sometimes on the phone, it can be very hard, and even harder like when it's in print or web. Any tips about how we can sell more using the other tools?
Yeah, definitely. So you're totally right. I agree. Like if somebody comes to your website, you don't have any influence how long they stay, what they look at. So you can just try to make it a nice experience and to really nail what you are about, so that people, when they come, they get a feel of who you are. They don't want to know your technical stuff. They don't want to know that your coaching takes 3 months and you have a call every other week. They don't care about that. They want to know, what are you about? Because as we said earlier, they buy you and your energy first.
Mm-hmm.
And when you can do a really good job and, you know, people get that feel, then you are already set up for more success than somebody who just has a homepage. I believe personally, like having been from my background in high ticket sales over the phone for over a decade, going from, you know, regular sales executive, not having a clue about sales, never wanted to be in sales, to actually leading the whole sales team for the German speaking region, like being the sales director in only 7 years, probably made in like all of my career over 80,000 cold calls.
Wow.
And I find it very beautiful to connect with a person on the phone. So if you have the opportunity to just have it online or go to the phone, go to the phone.
Okay.
The good thing is, if you are a little bit insecure, nobody is going to see that you might blush a little bit, or that you might sweat a little bit, or that your hands are shaking. Nobody sees that. You have your voice, and your voice can be very strong. You know, you can stand while speaking, and you can, you know, set yourself up. In a one-on-one conversation, though, the same opportunity you have, like seeing the other person, seeing the facial expression, it's the same for them. Mm-hmm. Right? They see you. They might see that you're blushing a little bit, or that you're, you know, your body temperature rises. Mm-hmm. So I think mastering the art of selling on the phone and then going into selling one-on-one is a good step in between. If you're not totally confident, if you're confident, go for the one-on-one. But it will definitely help you to have that conversation, to not write long emails that nobody's going to read, or where there can be misunderstanding and, you know, you mean it like this, but they read it like this, and then the communication stops. So if you have the opportunity to speak to the person, speak to the person. Build the relationship. You know, I had beautiful experiences when I talk to people, and I love doing Zoom calls or Skype calls because I love seeing people. But sometimes people just don't buy, and that's okay. But they might send their friend who is totally in need and is your ideal client, and buys a, you know, high ticket VIP coaching ticket with you, or they come and join your next course. Or, you know, sometimes people need a little bit longer and they follow you after your conversation. They take something from it. They get a client through your advice. They love you even more. And then they come 3 months later, 6 months later, whatever it is. I think like being open and really from your attitude, caring about the other person will make a huge difference. So now, having said that, it also depends a little bit on your product. I mean, if you have an e-commerce shop and you're selling batteries or gadgets, you don't need that interaction, right? The personal stuff is more for higher ticket, $1,000 and up, where you really want to care about the person, making sure they have the wonderful experience. It's not about like a lower end product, speaking of money.
Okay. Right? Yeah, that was gonna be actually my question, and I think you answered it. So it's different when it comes to like physical and digital products. I suppose that's a different story, right, than when you sell service. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is a different story. nevertheless, if you have the intention to always serve at your highest,
Mm-hmm.
and makes the experience beautiful, maybe you can add some videos to your digital products when you offer them, so the person can get a feel, right? For like $100 product, or maybe even 500, you don't really want to talk to everybody interested, because that's not a good use of your time. But if you can maybe lead them through the sale, just welcoming them on your page, telling them something, why you do what you do, so they feel your passion, and giving them some benefits, and then leading into the offer by saying, well, click over here or go down there. That really helps, like adding personality. Right? We don't want to buy from machines. I mean, I'm a Amazon shopper, and I know exactly what I want when I go onto Amazon. I don't really spend a lot of time figuring it out. There might be people that spend a lot of time figuring it out as well. But if you're really looking for service, like coaching, therapy, maybe healing work, or spiritual development, you really want to make sure that you connect with the right person, because you're only going to get what you need fully when you figured out who the right person is. And I discovered that often it is a feeling that is in your gut, in your heart. You get that impulse like, oh, I need to connect with her.
Right.
And, oh, I love that energy. Let's see what she is about. And then you might end up buying a product that changes your life.
Absolutely. Now, just one more last question is for somebody who knows that selling and sales is not really their biggest asset. What would you say as a homework for them to do? Something that they would practice, for example, each day and sell with all their heart. I'm using your words.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I would say, first of all, get really, really clear about your passion, about why you do what you do. And have a look at your products and services from the outside. Like, how would you look at them if you were supposed to buy them? How would it feel having that experience with you? And then I'm a big believer in journaling. So I created journaling prompts. And I'm just going to give you a couple examples, but people could potentially download them at my page as well. So like saying stuff like, I always serve the perfect customer. Right? Because you don't want to sell stuff to somebody that doesn't need it or doesn't want it. Right?
Makes sense.
My ideal tribe finds me, they're happy to engage with me, and they end up purchasing my service and products because it truly, truly supports them in what they want to do, what they want to achieve. Right? Sales is fun. For more advanced, sales is love. Because you're sharing your love and your passion. Why wouldn't you? So sales journaling prompts, and then I do have a podcast called Heart Sells.
Yes.
So tuning into that, there's 3 episodes a week. 2 are with a guest, and 1 is me teaching or sharing resources. So getting that inspiration, I'm showing sales success stories. Like, you will notice that people never start out as a natural salesperson. They have different experiences. They have different ways of how to deal with rejection, how to feel more comfortable when it comes to selling. And so they really share their knowledge, and we are going deep into the questions. So, and that's all free resources to support you on your journey. Well, maybe I can share really, really quickly as another great advice. So I discovered and put together a formula called the Sales Power Formula. And power actually stands for whole process. So the P is for the past. Like we discussed at the beginning, we all made a bad experience. So figuring out where does it come from and shifting it so that it's not in our way, that we can stop sabotaging ourselves. Then the O is the opportunities. What happens when you look beyond just you making a sale and getting in money? What happens to the people you're serving, to the people they are serving, like seeing like the bigger picture? The W is for the why you do what you do. So the deeper purpose and the deeper layer, not just the surface, like, well, I do what I do because of my kids. No, have a deeper look. E is for emotions, understanding that you can handle your emotions and that with different emotions, you're gonna act differently. And because you act differently, you get different results. And then the R is for results. So like knowing your numbers, like, you know, money, tracking, sales tracking, calls,
Metrics.
all of that people are pretty reluctant to as well. So when you follow that path, then you're set up for success.
I love that. Power. That's awesome formula. Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Christine, for this wonderful conversation and all the tips that you've shared with us today. Where can we find you?
It's pretty simple, christineschlonski.com. And since we're talking today, I am preparing a masterclass, which is also a free online event where I have interviewed amazing, heart-centered, driven entrepreneurs who all give advice in regards to sales, mindset, money, and wealth creation. It's called the Sales Mentality Makeover Masterclass. And it teaches spiritual and practical steps of how to increase your sales and create true wealth without losing your authenticity. So I'm happy to extend that invitation to join that free class. And I'm kicking it off and celebrating your gifts by popping a bottle of champagne at Brandenburg Gate in Berlin, Germany on the 30th of April.
Oh, wonderful. I'll put down all the links so you guys can follow Christine and follow her free class. And also, if you want to take your sales to the next level, high level, you can hire her as a coach, right?
Yes, of course.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Christine.
Thank you so much, Safar.
I'm thinking that probably we're going to do episode number 2 because this is so good and I feel like there's much more we can explore. Definitely we'll do a second part.
I'm here for you and your tribe.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed today's interview. Let me know down below if you did. Also, please comment, tell me what exactly are you going to start doing on a daily basis that's going to help you be a better salesperson or an entrepreneur. Before you go, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, so you stay tuned for upcoming videos, and I will see you soon on social media. Okay, bye for now.